Hey, this is Mr. Coker with Geometry Lesson 1-1, Reflections. A reflection is when we take a point or a series of points and we reflect it over a line, either some line on the coordinate plane. I'm going to talk about if it's reflected over the x-axis and if it's reflected over the y-axis. So let's start by making a point. I'll make a point, how about here? It seems like a good spot. That is 2, 1. So over 2, up 1. And let's reflect that. Let's reflect it first across the x-axis and then across the y-axis. So the first thing we need to know is which axis is which. The y-axis, I'll label that one first. And that is your vertical axis, the one that goes up and down. That is y. And the x-axis, that is your horizontal axis, the one that goes left and right. X. So, when we are, we'll start with the x-axis. We're going to look at the x-axis and say, how far is this point from the x-axis? Well, we can count. It's on a graph, so we could count. And we can look and we can say it is 1 unit above the x-axis. So if we're reflecting, it's just what it sounds like. Instead of going up 1, we'll go down 1. So I'm going to take my marker here and I'm going to count down 1 unit and I'm going to make a point. Let's see what that point is. I'll put it in red. This is going to be, again, 2, positive 2, and negative 1. Hopefully you can notice when we reflect across the x-axis, the x value stays the same. However, the y value changes. Well, what changes? The sign changes. Instead of 2, 1, we now have 2, negative 1. And that's reflected in the rule that you see. So the rule for reflecting across the x-axis is the x stays the same and the y has its sign flipped. You represent that x comma negative y. Now you can go ahead and look at the rule for y and it should make sense. I'll put this one in blue. But let's look at the y-axis, this one going up and down. And our point, we have 2, 1. Now let's see how far that is from the y-axis. 1, 2. 2 to the right. If we reflect, we'll go 2 to the left of the y-axis. Same, notice it's on the same line. We still will make a horizontal line. We'll go 1, 2, make a point. Label it. Well, now we can label our point negative 2 and positive 1. As you hopefully can notice, when we reflect across the y-axis, now the x value changes its sign. We went from positive 2 to negative 2. And the y value stays the same. 1 is still 1. And that's represented by the rule negative x comma y. That just means, again, the y is the same, but the x flips its sign. Best way to remember, if you reflect across the x-axis, the x value stays the same. And if you reflect across the y-axis, the y value stays the same. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.